Hi, thank you for watching the new video blog. Today I'm eating raw beef. If you want to start the raw primal diet, the most easy entry is by eating raw beef. Unless you're a really strange person, everybody has eaten a steak. It's quite normal. People eat them, and even most people eat them rare. So it means like not very good, like a little bit on the top and the downside. It's not that uncommon. You see mostly when you eat it rare, you see this pinkish reddish part, the meat where it's still uncooked, unprocessed, untouched, and you eat it. So by basically leaving out this burnt part, because when you fry it, you basically, or you cook it, or you grill it, whatever you want to call it, you basically destroy the surface, and it gets caramelized, and that is what gives it this sweet taste. But when you would eat it raw, when you just get it out the fridge and you get it on room temperature so that it doesn't taste strange, because I don't like cold meat. When it's cold, the meat it doesn't taste good. That's because cooling your meat isn't the way that you should be eating it. It's a way to store it, but it's not a way to eat it. So you always have to get your whatever, whether it's meat or cheese or anything else, you can better get it to room temperature first to eat it. If you want to try the raw primal diet, try raw steak. It won't be that hard for you to do so, because you know the taste, you know how it's like. And also it's very easy to chew. You see me just tearing off pieces. It's just very easy. It isn't hard to do so. It's hard to do when you fry your steak completely done, when it's fully done, when there's no raw meat inside anymore. Then it's really tough, and it's, in my opinion, disgusting. I don't like it. If I do fry a steak, which I rarely do, but I always keep it just like almost like 1 minute done. That's it. Just like a little crust on the outside, and that's it. What you will notice when you eat a steak raw is also you don't need any salt. When I add salt with it, would be strange. It would be completely the opposite, because this is juicy. This is like when you chew, you feel the liquid coming out of the steak. And when you add salt, it feels like you are distracting the water from the steak. That won't be any as juicy as it is when you eat it without the salt. So always nice to eat a raw steak. You have to keep in mind that there's not a lot of fat on the steak, so you have to add some butter. You can add some butter. You can also add some bone marrow. I like bone marrow to add because it has the structure of butter, but it's very enriching. If you cannot tolerate dairy products, for example, you can try a bone marrow. Let it also get to room temperature, and you can eat it directly. So you have the proteins of the steak and the fats of the bone marrow, and this will optimize the absorption of nutrients, because that's the most important, to absorb the nutrients. If you just eat only proteins and low fat, there isn't so much fat in the steak, you're doing something good, you're eating all the nutrients, but you are not really able to absorb them because you haven't taken any fats. If bone marrow sounds way to remove for you, it's something that you think is really odd, stick to butter. The best is to buy raw butter, but if you want to start, fine, you just take full cream butter. You can buy it in the supermarket and you eat it with your steak. This is a really easy entry to get into the raw primal diet. This is something you are familiar with, something you can do easily. You can even buy it in a prepackaged way. You can take it to your work, to whatever you want to go to outside when you're outside in the forest. You can take it. It will also not deteriorate quickly. It can, if you for example buy a steak and it says like, oh, until the 10th, and you eat it the 12th, most of the time it's just fine. The meat will just ripe. It isn't that big of a problem. So if you want to start the primal diet, if you think, hey, I want to try it, eating your steak raw is a great way to do it. It's easy to chew, it's easy to find, it's not that uncommon to you. So I would recommend to start with a raw steak. If you want to know more about raw primal diet, there's the Telegram group where we have Dutch people. For the Dutch people, we will do meetups in the future. We talk about raw meat, we inspire each other, we talk about other things as well. Feel free to join. If you like this video, give it of course a like and share it to people that you think that will find it useful. That was for today. Thank you for watching and see you next time.